What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about the ADEPT hung jury, and you can get it this week inside of the Nightfalls. Now, I did post a video last week on how to actually easily grind for this Nightfall. There are a bunch of different ways, a bunch of different builds as well that you can utilize. But like I said in that video, 3 well locks is absolutely the easiest. Now, you will see some background gameplay where other people are playing with certain other builds and stuff, and that's fine as well. It just depends on the team and how efficient you really want to be. Personally, 3 well locks is the best and the most efficient, as well as somebody running Skyburner's Oath. Those are the easiest ways to actually beat this Nightfall. Now, we are talking about hung jury, and there are a bunch of different trait combinations that you can actually go for with this weapon. First and foremost, we'll talk about PvP. If I'm going with PvP for a recommended role, I'm going to be looking at fluted barrel, accurized rounds, either rapid hit or no distractions, and then I'm going to go with box breathing in that final trait column. And box breathing does give you that 0.67 time to kill, which is very nice. Currently, if you do not have box breathing, you will be sitting at a roughly 1 second. Now, they do have a perk called Adagio on here in Frenzy, but those are a little bit harder to proc. They do take some setup, so to speak, whereas box breathing, all you have to do is aim down sights. And then from a masterwork, I'm gonna go at range. There's really nothing else to talk about as far as PvP goes, because in my eyes, this is mainly a PvE weapon. Certainly there is some roles that you can actually grind for PvP, but there are other weapons that can outperform hung jury inside of PvP, in my opinion. Now, for PvE, we have a lot of trait combinations, and first and foremost, I would like to throw out there that for my barrel perk, I would probably go with hammerforged rifling. You get that bump in range. And then for my mag perk, I'm actually going to go with tactical mag, because you get a multiple benefits. You get +1 in the magazine, as well as a 10 to reload, and then a +5 to stability. So you get an all around heaping of benefits with tactical mag. Now, you could use accurized rounds, you could go with extended mag. Personally, I don't like extended mag just because I don't really feel like you're getting that much more rounds. Also too, it does make the weapon feel a lot more sluggish for me. Now, you could go with a pendant mag to where you don't have any of your stats hurt, but you only get extra 2 in the magazine, whereas with tactical mag, you get +10 to reload, +5 to stability, and then you get the extra magazine bullet. Now, for my third trait column, shoot to loot is a big topic, just because you can actually shoot ammo and acquire that ammo, so like heavy or special. But now Bungie's changing it to where you can also shoot orbs of power. Now, I feel like this is a very situational perk. I don't really see myself, unless I'm cheesing something, really actually taking advantage of this perk. Now, I do suggest people go out and grind for one if you don't have one, but I just don't see it being as good as people will say it's going to be. We'll just have to see how it is once it rolls out, and that should roll out this week. Now, if you don't care for shoot to loot, we do have some other options like no distractions. We also have rapid hit, which is one of the roles that I gained, was actually hammerforged rifling, tactical mag, rapid hit, and kinetic tremors. Now, with rapid hit, if you do get the precision hits ×5, you can increase your stability and your reload speed. So at ×5, you're looking at a 25 bump in stability and then a 60 in reload, and that it is very helpful, especially when you're playing like grandmaster type stuff or master stuff, and you're dealing with these champions. You definitely want to get those reloads in and out as fast as possible. And this is also too the best perk in this column for PvP, other than no distractions. I guess rapid hit and no distractions are kind of like meh. If you like the lane a lot, no distractions and box breathing would be the one to go for, but I personally like rapid hit for PvP, as I've already stated previously. But those are pretty much the only 2 perks I would go with. Subsistence is definitely a no for me, just because this weapon does not have enough damage or ammo capacity to even keep up with it. I don't recommend running subsistence. Now, if you only complete one grandmaster and that's the only thing you got, well, it's kind of what you're stuck with. Offhand strike is an interesting one. It basically states final blows grant additional weapon range, stability, and accuracy when firing from the hip for a short duration. I don't know about you, but I'm not shooting from the hip with a hung jury. If you guys want to go out there, it's just not appealing to me. So if I happen to I did get a bunch of rolls. Some of them I deleted. But if I happen to get a roll with offhand strike, I'm just trashing it. Same thing with gut shot straight, trashing. I don't want nothing like that. I'm pretty much set with shoot to loot, rapid hit, or even surplus. Surplus is okay, but when you're playing with master or grandmaster, you're constantly using your ability, so you can't really take advantage of surplus unless you have a build with high ability uptime. And I rather just have either rapid hit or shoot to loot. And like I said, with shoot to loot, you'll actually be able to pick up ammo and orbs of power from far away. Though the orbs of power thing, it does sound good on paper, but will it actually work in theory? That I don't know. We won't know until this week. And then as far as the final trait column, of course, I'm going with kinetic tremors. If you watched my buzzard video, kinetic tremors was the only perk that I wanted in that final trait column. Now we also have frenzy, and frenzy basically states after being in combat for 12 seconds, you get a 15% increased damage, 100 handling, and 100 reload speed, which is fantastic. And it lasts until you're out of combat. And 12 seconds doesn't sound like a long time, but it really is, and you pretty much have frenzy up all the time. Now for me, I do like kinetic tremors more just because of that shockwave and that knockback that it does. And you know, I'm just hyped about a new perk, to be completely honest with you. Frenzy is a great trait as well, and I do have a role with frenzy. I actually have surplus and frenzy. I don't have any gameplay footage of it, but for me, I've been playing all this background gameplay footage is with rapid hit and kinetic tremors. Now, since I'm talking about kinetic tremors, if you didn't watch my buzzard video, kinetic tremors states sustained kinetic damage to a target emits a shockwave that damages any nearby targets. Scoring multiple hits against a single target emits 3 damaging shockwave hits from its location at the time of activation. Now, the best damage that I was able to get was around 4,714 with the initial shockwave, and then of course as the enemies actually get away from that shockwave where that initial shockwave began, it's roughly about 4 to 5 meters. The damage starts to tick off, and then eventually once they're out of that shockwave or out of that tremor, so to speak, they will actually not receive damage anymore. But it's very fast to proc, and it does require 6 rounds for scout rifles, 12 rounds for pulse rifles and sidearms. Now, scout rifles are the perfect combination for kinetic tremors just because it only takes 6 rounds. You have 16 in the mag base. If you add tactical mag, you get a +1, it puts you at 17. If you do a pendant mag, that puts you at 18. So if you were to run ADEPT backup mod, which I believe you get 4, on top of that, that'll put you, if my math is correctly, that'll put you at roughly 22 rounds. If you use if you use a pendant mag, you get 2 plus 16, that puts you at 18, plus a 4 will get you 22 rounds, and you'll be able to proc kinetic tremors 3 times with 1 magazine, which is very, very crucial, especially right here where we are actually attacking these interceptors. I'm able to just keep proccing kinetic tremors on it. Now, Firefly is another good trait, and it is on a couple of other weapons, and Firefly basically states precision kills with this weapon increase reload speed and cause the target to explode, dealing solar damage to nearby enemies. And of course for me, I'm going to go with a ranged masterwork for either PvP or PvE. Now, as a fast recap, we are going to go over the exact roles that I recommend you grinding for. Now, for PvP, I would absolutely go for fluted barrel, accurized rounds, rapid hit, and box breathing, or no distractions in box breathing. Box breathing is very important inside PvP. As you know, box breathing does allow you to 3-tap inside of the crucible, and all you have to do is aim down sights for almost 2 seconds. It's 1.5 seconds, and then you'll get that damage bonus. And like I said, you will 3-tap all guardians inside the crucible. It does give you a 0.67 time to kill. Now, another quick note, I might as well add, the recoil direction is 75, so you don't need to accommodate to any of that. So definitely stick with fluted barrel just because you get that bonus in handling, and that really ties in with rapid hit or no distractions in the box breathing role. And also too, just like I said previously, I would definitely go for a ranged masterwork. And finally, for PvE, we're going to go with Hammerforge Rifling. That does give me a +10 in range. And then I am going to either go with Tactical Mag because you get multiple benefits, or I'm going to go with a Pendant Mag. You want one of those. Extended Mag, I kind of feel like makes the weapon a little too sluggish for me, and I rather have Tactical Mag or a pendant mag. If I want extra ammunition, like I stated earlier with the kinetic tremors, you can run ADEPT backup mod, and that does give you 4 extra rounds, and that's crucial with kinetic tremors because just like I said, you will be able to actually proc kinetic tremors 3 times in 1 magazine. Now, moving on from there, I would actually recommend trying to grind for a shoot to loot roll, because there are going to be some changes with that perk this week. So I definitely try to get one just to see how it is. But personally, I like all of them except for subsistence and offhand strike. No distractions is okay, but if you get a surplus, shoot to loot, or rapid hit, you're an A+ in my book. For that final trait column, we have Frenzy, we have Firefly, and we have Kinetic Tremors. Kinetic Tremors is going to be the main one that you should go for, that I recommend. We also have Frenzy. It works very well too. It lasts a long time. And then Box Breathing is questionable for me, but if you get it, you get it. Now, like I said, if you do only get one roll, just keep the one roll that you have. And of course, we are going to go with a range masterwork. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, you can hold 10 ADEPT Nightfall ciphers and actually focus the weapon that you want after you unlock it. So this weapon will be grindable again this season. It should come back around. I'm pretty sure it will. If you've already acquired one of the roles, you can actually keep the Nightfall ciphers, and then when it comes back around, you can actually individually focus. But for me, I actually kept the ones that I had, because the first Grandmaster that I ran, I got the God roll that I personally wanted, and I'm pretty much just grinding just for extra loot at this point. But just keep in mind with those ADEPT Nightfall ciphers, they are dropping double. You will get 4 per completion, and those allow you to focus ADEPT loot. So definitely hang on to those. Is definitely worth grinding for. If you guys need help in the last 16 hours or so before reset, definitely hit me up. I will definitely help you guys out. Just let me know, and from there we will get ready for the next GM that comes out tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or you have any comments, please leave them down below. I should have another GM guide out this week for the next one in rotation, and I will have the weapon reviews for those as well. And keep in mind too, I am working on the bow video. I'll probably just do a wish ender build and just see what I can come up with that will actually be useful, so to speak. I'm still actually grinding out for that hierarchy of needs. I've been doing the dungeon like crazy 3 times a week. You guys wouldn't believe it, but I am. And once I'm able to actually unlock it, I will definitely have a part 2 to that bow video out. I appreciate everyone for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it down below and consider subscribing to my channel. I greatly appreciate it, and it's a free way to support me. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.